Hello everybody and welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. We are here once again in Claude's route. Now, not to be mistaken, as you know, we the very beginnings. We are at the very beginnings, but not in terms of starting it. But because we're back here to get his true ending, because in the last episode we finished off on his route with the very first ending that we could get, one of the two, and we of course got his good ending. So that basically concludes with us sending off his brother, I think, Lance. So yeah, they had a good old brotherly friendly competition chat about whose speeches are gonna be better once it was announced, and then yeah, we sent him off on his merry way. That was basically it. After the whole, Lance did a speech, like a little mock speech. It was definitely significantly better than the first time he was trying to do it in front of us, and then yeah, that was all. So very anticlimactic in a way. Like it was just very very a matter of fact. Like, yes, that's it. We're married. Everything's chill, everything's cool. Okay, see you next time. Bye. So yeah, now we are back. I figured I might as well just do it from the very start because I had obviously made quite the number of choices to get the good ending only. So we're here to get the true ending, and starting off with the very first scene, our very first choice here is when we're doing our little sword practice. I think now I'm gonna have a hard time remembering all the choices that I made, so like forgive me if I had to I'm gonna make multiple saves for sure in terms of the ones that I'm not too sure of, and then a lot of going back in case I do end up making the wrong choices, because we have our little hourglass to let us know if we made the right choice or not. But yeah, here we are. We are practicing swords, and he's obviously the better of the two of us. So I clearly remember we chose to use magic because I was like, well, we're better at magics anyways. But I think the now obvious choice is to kind of play it on his field, on his level. So we are going to use swords. So without further ado, let's get started. Right off the bat, very first choice, we use swords to try to get the upper hand on his playing field. Yes. So this is a sword fight, and I will win with sword, not my magic. I do not need to trick Claude to best him. Well, let's see. My eyes fall on Claude's arms. His stance is rigid and unwavering. It is a sign that he is trying to keep his whole body steady and his defense solid, but I slide the edge of my blade against his sword and duck out of the way as he slices past my head. Claude's eyes widen as I lower my weapon to elbow him in the gut. My elbow barely connects before he takes a step back and grabs hold of my arm. Got you. A valiant effort, my love, but I'm afraid you found the wrong opening. As always, his cockiness is one of his weaknesses. I flip the pommel of the sword and grip it with my other hand, then aim it at his stomach. Claude releases my wrist and dodges out of the way. We both raise our swords at the same time, and our weapons once again collide. I force myself to step forward even beneath the weight of his sword. Then, arms shaking, I slowly slide my sword away. I tried to pull an aria on him. Claude's blade stops inches from my shoulder, but my sword is closer. I aim the point at his heart with a smile. Every time I put myself in a dangerous situation, Claude pauses. That gives me the opening I need. But that just means he's really soft on you, even though he isn't going easy on you. And with that, I seal my victory. Claude sets his sword down and holds up his hands, a sly smile playing on his lips. Fair enough, it seems you have bested me today. Yay! But only because you cheated. Well, I did not cheat. You told me to best you in whatever ways I could, so you use his weakness, which is us, as a means of leverage. Claude lowers the sword I have pointed at his heart with a carefree laugh. He takes a step toward, suddenly close enough we could touch noses. The rest of my words fall apart when Claude presses his lips to mine, silencing me. For a few moments I stand frozen. The only sounds I can hear is the stillness of the forest in the stillness of the forest are my own erratic heartbeat and the gentle flutter of the leaves. Slowly, I begin to kiss him back, moving my free hand to his back. Ooh, okay. When he pulls away, he is still somehow smiling at me mischievously. You said seal your victory, but you know that a victory isn't sealed without a kiss. You're so... You're so... Oh my god. Why you do this to me? It's worth seeing you cheat just to see you turn that adorable tomato red. I didn't cheat. I watch as Claude leans down to pick up his sword. He winks at me. Yes, I know. All's fair in love and war, as they say. I groan at Claude's response. He always manages to say such things nonchalantly without even batting an eyelash. I have just readied my retort when something breaks the silence of the forest around us. I hope we're not interrupting anything. Okay, hello? Where's my clock? Was that Hannah? Hello? Okay, well, that's the other choice. That's new dialogue still, I guess. But yeah, like, I thought that was a choice. My clock. Okay, whatever. We're gonna skip on ahead. Oh, there's still new dialogue. I didn't realize that sealing a victory meant ending a battle with a kiss. Jurian. I stare at her in horror. You were there. That was... I'm just teasing. Garland smiles as he runs a hand through his hair. There we go, my clock. What a good day for victory, though. One could say it was almost a birthday gift. It's not a gift at all. Hannah earned this victory herself. The only victories I accept are ones I earn myself. Yes, you see, I'm very girl boss. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now you can skip. Okay, we skipped quite the ways away. So we're here meeting with Emmeline, and she's in the midst of trying to taste test a lot of the concoctions that will be given out during our birthday celebrations to the town square. And one of them, as you guys may remember or may not remember, it's that little cocktail, that drink that we had that Emmeline was trying out. And we had noticed that before, Claude being Claude, he's very much involved with planning our birthdays as well, our birthday event as well. He I think he chose what the decoration for the drink was, and it was a chameleon. It was the chameleon, and we were like, oh, why is, like, it's a cute little thing, but like, why is this here? And then Emily's like, oh, well, this is Claude's idea. Like, he, it represents him. And so I think we're like, oh, interesting, because this is our birthday, this is his birthday. So I think before, if I remember correctly, I had said that he can keep the chameleon little centerpiece and I take the name of the drink, because that's what Emily is asking. She's like, I still need a name for the drink. So what should it be? Should it be the chameleon or should it be the lily? I said the lily because I was like, again, he can take the little centerpiece, little accent decoration thing on the drink, and I can take the name. It's a fair split, but apparently we go with what it's supposed to be, the chameleon. Like, we go with it. I don't know, that's weird. That's weird to me, but like, okay, like, let's see what happens. So even if it is very dramatic, this was still thoughtful of Claude. Since he's been working so hard for this celebration, he ought to be celebrated a little too. Okay. And since it is no secret he adores chameleons, the chameleon. Emily looks skeptically at the drink, then bursts out laughing. I guess that makes sense with the little chameleon on the glass, but wouldn't that make the drink more Claude's special cocktail? I see no problem with celebrating him. We can play a little trick on him during the unveiling. He'll never see it coming. Oh. Emily puts a hand on her cheek and grins. Interesting logic. I'm sure he'll love it, Hannah. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's more dialogue, because if I skip... Oh, I guess not. We skipped quite a bit, but I didn't see my little clock. Maybe the clock will show up when we actually unveil the drink. Okay, anyways, we're here to the next choice, which is... with Lance? I think here I refused his hand because, like... I think we refused his hand because I'm like, I can get up by myself. I think that was the right choice. No? I gently push his hand away and move to stand on my own. I am fine, thank you. Wait, what? Oh, I don't have the skip button, which means I didn't make this choice before. I had better not give him more reason than necessary to shower me with attention. I stand and brush my dress off briskly. I notice a motion out of the corner of my eyes and look up to see Claude striding toward us. He moves to stand beside me, a tight smile on his face. Oh, there we go, yeah. Oh, I took his hand the first time. But I might have thought it was like the polite thing to do. Of course, Claude would not like that because he's like, oh, how rude is it of my brother to knock a beautiful lady over? I'm afraid all I can do in this situation is offer a heartfelt apology. There we go, okay. Well, at least we know we made a right choice on that. Okay, let's skip. Okay, I skipped one choice before this choice, which was the whole thing where Emmeline or Lance had asked us to use our ice magic to like make something. And one of the choices was to either do just a simple ice spell or to actually attempt to create something. And I said to attempt to create a rose because, you know, roses, it's Claude's motif, so it's along with the chameleon, I guess. But yeah, we did the rose, and like the attempt, you know, it's very touching. It's a shitty looking rose, but like, you know, Claude still, you know, appreciates it. So yeah, that was the correct choice. Here though, we go back to the room, we hear piano playing, and it's Claude. He's just, you know, playing on the piano in our room, and I think here I said to patiently wait for the song to end because I didn't want to ruin his, like, you know, his groove and like playing the piano and disturb the atmosphere. But, you know, he doesn't mind, so we're gonna join him at the piano. It will be fine. Claude knows how to focus. Okay. Is this another CG? Does that count as another CG? I make my way over to where he's sitting at the piano and quietly slide onto the bench beside him. The song does not stop even when Claude inclines his head toward me slightly. The gentle smile never falters. In fact, his eyes seem to gleam even more when he notices I sit behind him. Well, this is the most pleasant surprise. I was wondering when you'd be back. I set one of my hands down on his knee and leaned my head onto his shoulder. It has been a long day. I'm sorry I couldn't lighten your workload, darling. You deserved a more lax day today. You deserve to be spoiled. Aw, thanks. Yeah, girl bossing is tiring. There we go. So his playing at the piano ceases as he puts his hand on top of mine. Claude, you spoil me every day. Yeah, you do. Like, if you remember, he does like gifts leading up to our actual birthday. So it's like, I think it's like a week's worth of gifts. Like, that's crazy. Sometimes too much. Yeah, it is fine. I enjoy it. It's fine. I furrow my eyebrows slightly, realizing that my presence has probably put a damper on his playing. I interrupted your playing, didn't I? I'm sorry. He's like, no. Why are you apologizing, darling? You know what I always say. Claude smiles at me mischievously. I always notice the most pertinent things, and you are far more important than any piano piece. Oh. He laces his fingers through mine before leaning forward to press a gentle kiss to my lips. The feeling of his lips on mine causes my earlier stress to melt away completely. What were we stressing about earlier? Well, I forgot what we were stressing about earlier. Everything around us fades to a gentle blur when I kiss him back. Is it like something to do with like politics and stuff? For some time, it feels like the world has stopped around us, and then there is just the two of us. At times like this, it feels like we have all the time in the world for each other. I'm the first to pull away. I poke Claude in the chest and smile as I slide off the bench. Okay, there you go. What song were you playing? Alright, okay. There you go. There's that. Time to skip. Oops, so I accidentally skipped over a choice that I thought was the correct one. I was very confident that it was the correct one, but it turns out it wasn't. This choice I skipped over was basically we were taking a midnight stroll to like calm our minds or whatever because we couldn't sleep. Or I don't know, yeah, again. But we came to the dinner hall, and that's where we find Lance, and Lance is like really stressed about giving a speech and stuff, and he was really like struggling. And in the midst of it, he was like, I think we had that choice of either offering to help him or to tell him to ask Claude for help. And I said I thought it was to ask Claude for help because that was like, you know, they're brothers, and you know, this is a chance for them to kind of bond over something, or I don't know, but like that was the logic, and I thought that was the correct choice because that was the choice I made before, and I was like, this is right, but it wasn't. I didn't get my clock. It was apparently we're supposed to offer him our help, which is, I don't know what the logic behind that was, but like anyways, I can't go back to it now, and I think it's too much of a hassle. I didn't do a save, unfortunately, which I really should have, but it's okay. We'll save here at least. We shall save here at least. And then we can do this choice, which is allow him to tag along because he's the one who's insisted on it. So that's the correct choice at least. But I just stopped here just to let you guys know. Anyways, continuing. Okay, this is our birthday surprise at the inn. And that's what Claude was asking us to tag along for. And here is Emmeline unveiling the drink. So here we go. Let's see what he thinks. I present to you Hana's special drink, the Chameleon. There's a round of applause followed by very confused muttering. Dolores snorts. And here I thought this was a celebration for the princess. Oh, Emmeline. Hana insisted we call it that. There we go. There's our little clock for that choice. Claude looks at me mournfully. Did you really expect me to call it anything else with such a topper on it? But Hana, I have no problems with the name. It was your idea after all. Oh, look, he's like a little embarrassed. Oh, I'm amazed. I didn't even know you could blush, Karma. It is a trick of lighting, nothing more. Everyone scatters in different... Okay, there we go. So, next choice is basically Lance struggling with talking to Chevalier, because Chevalier was under the impression that he would be a lot like his brother, and then we had Claude step in to kind of like help him out on that. But that was the correct choice at least. So we're gonna skip over that, and I'll catch you guys up on the next choice. Oh wait, no, I did make the right choice for the whole thing of offering Lance to help, or like at least telling Lance to ask Karma for help. Yeah, so we just I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen before I stopped the whole skip button, but like we got our little clock for that. So we made the correct choice. My bad. See, I was self-doubting myself. Anyways, yeah, that's another thing I noticed too, is that when we're doing Claude's, it's not very like his route at least. It's not instantaneous in terms of like the clock, like in the choices. Like you have to really like wait for it to kind of happen and play out for it to be either the right choice or the wrong choice. That's what I noticed. For the most part, I think on the past routes, like it's instantaneous. So yeah. Anyways, notice that. So that got really confusing. This part, I believe I said to remain silent just because I thought they would kind of hash it out as brothers and it's like it's an issue between them. But clearly it's there's some underlying like bad feelings. Obviously not Lance's fault, obviously not Claude's fault. It's just their own internal struggles that kind of got in the way of them effectively communicating with each other. So yeah, we have to interject here. I thought this was meant to be a practice session, not a lecture. Chastising someone is not assisting them, Claude. This may be their lesson, but Claude is being unnecessarily harsh. Yeah, Hana. We frown at each other for a few moments, our gazes locked. In the end, it is Claude that deflates and looks away first. The vulnerable expression on his face is both heartbreaking and confusing. He looks guilty, which means he knows that he is in the wrong. So why is he acting like this? Because he's got his own issues, his own projections that he needs to work out. Karma, is something wrong? Claude scowls. I'm unable to withhold my opinion. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're here at the next choice, which I clearly remember not making the correct one. We passed on two, one of which is we were in on a little discussion / meeting with our father, and our father was basically quizzing Claude in terms of what if scenarios with their politics, and we had the choice of either helping him out when he was kind of a little bit stumped, or we let him like figure it out by himself, and the right choice is to let him figure it out. And yeah, there's that. Next up, it was Lance, who afterwards ran up on us and was like, I challenge you to a duel, to Claude. And we were just like, huh, what's going on? And Claude's like, okay, sure. And then we had the choice to decide what it is that they would face off against in, and it was either sword fight or chess. And we of course picked sword fight because that's more of Claude's like strength rather versus chess, which is Lance's strength. Of course, we gotta side with our mans. We gotta back up our mans. So yeah. And this is, I guess, this is where we kind of sit him down and tell him to spill the beans, basically, on like what's going on, tell me about how you're really feeling, because the past couple days, couple chapters, it's always been like, how are you feeling? And he's always like, I'm okay, I'm fine, it's all good. So yeah. Yes, so this is him, and he's like, I don't really want to talk about it, or this is why I'm hesitant on talking about it, because I just sound really petty, or like it just sounds silly. And we're like, no, I said I sympathized with him the first time, but the right thing to do here is to tease him, make fun of him a little bit. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my game hiccups, but yeah. All right, so perhaps a change of atmosphere is for the better. I'm disappointed, Chameleon Prince. I guess we gotta like deflect a little with humor. Claude looks up at me startled. What? Claude sometimes refers to himself by that nickname here when he is being dramatic. Like during our sword practices, it is just an extension of his nickname from home, but it seems to do wonders to his self-confidence. I stand up and cross my arms. The Chameleon Prince I know is always overfilled with confidence. He faces his problems head on and does not let his emotions get the better of him. I would go so far as to say that he even shares his problems with confidence without thinking them a weakness. The man sitting before me is indeed a petty man, but only because he lowers himself to such. Hana, I'm afraid you've been demoted to just Chameleon now. Oh, Claude rises from the bench and takes a step toward me. Did you just say demoted? Yes. So girl, if you're gonna be petty, then be confident when you're petty. Is basically what we're saying. Your heart is as cold as ice, love. Perhaps, but at least I wear my ice cold heart on my sleeve. Yeah, I ain't afraid to be a little bit of a bitch. Claude puts a hand to his chest and sighs out dramatically. Much to my relief, he is now wearing a smile on his face. Yeah. And yet that wasn't always the case, was it? That's true. You got me there. Somehow you always manage to upstage me, darling. You know how hard I've been working to be the perfect prince? Of course I do, and that is exactly why I think that you hiding things from me is so foolish. It may be wise to hide things in front of other people, but I am not just some other person, am I? I am your fiancé, your soon-to-be wifey. Of course not. You see? You may think keeping your emotions tucked away makes you appear more confident, but I know better than anyone else when you are hiding something. There you go. So we talk it out. So let's skip on ahead. We know how that conversation goes down. All right, here's the part where I fucked up on for real. So we've skipped on ahead of basically the day where Lance and Claude's challenge had happened. We stopped by for the cupcake. That's a little sweet treat to placate Lance afterwards, which is the correct choice, and also the correct choice that after the whole duel thing where Claude, of course, is, wins that challenge because he's better at swords than it is Lance, but otherwise the whole purpose of that is to get Lance to spill his feelings. And he was kind of midway through it, and then we kind of had to step in and be like, hey, this is getting a little bit too much. We need to calm down. And Lance takes off, we go after him, and then that's where we tell Lance, hey, the way that you guys communicate and work out your differences, and when you argue and bicker, it's not healthy because it takes Claude to pushing Lance's button and for him to explode, and only then will he reveal his true emotions. That's not a healthy way. You guys need to figure out something better in order to talk about your feelings without having to resort to that. So yeah, so there's that. And then of course they work out their differences. They had their talk. They're like, yep, it's because they were comparing themselves to each other, and that was the problem. But they talked, it was cool. And then we come back to our room that night, and then Claude asked us what was the first piece of advice that Claude gave me in terms of what it means to be a beautiful person or something. I don't know, I forgot what the context was, but it was beauty. It wasn't kindness. It wasn't kindness, it was beauty, talking about how you need to not only be beautiful on the outside but beautiful on the inside, because that was his story, Beauty and the Beast, and his whole shtick in the first game. So yes, it was beauty. Wasn't it something about being beautiful both on the inside and out? Yeah, you remember? Yes, of course. It is impossible not to. You put painstaking efforts into your appearance always. I did. You still do. Yeah. Claude grins. Of course, but back then it was a beauty that was meant to hide the truth rather than express it. Miss Karma is my favorite disguise, you know. You make it sound like you had more than one. Who's to say I didn't? I did like sneaking out of the palace and avoiding my responsibilities. He pauses for a few moments contemplating, then softly he sighs. There was a time when I valued beauty above all other things, even when a witch decided to make my so-called beauty a curse. Right, yes, there you go. He points to the beast plush that I have in my hands. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Okay, let's go. Fast on forward, we're actually very close to the end, so we might just like finish this in record timing. I thought there's gonna be a lot of editing for me. Well, there is, because it's a lot of cuts, but like, yeah, we're zooming past this. Alright, okay, I think this is the second to last chapter. Maybe? I think it is the second to last chapter. But anyways, we're here, we did the wedding, we are now married. What are we doing here? Why are we out here? If the invitation is correct, then this should be the place. Claude and I pause in front of the doors to the throne room. Claude is still holding the anonymous invitation that arrived at our door earlier. He pulls his gaze from the invitation and up to the double doors. What is this, like a after party? The sound behind the door is muted but not inaudible. We could hear the chattering sounds of a boisterous crowd even while we were still at the end of the hall. Darling, what is this? I don't know either. What? I wonder. Huh? I'm confused. Claude raises an eyebrow at me as he tucks the envelope into one of his pockets and starts forward. He pushes the doors to the throne room open without hesitation. Surprise! I don't know what this is. Stepping into the throne room is like stepping into another more richly decorated world. Elaborate tables filled with overwhelming displays of food and decorations stand beneath a dazzling array of sparkling chandeliers and vibrant lights. Claude stares at everything in wide-eyed awe. His being at a loss for words makes me smile. Wait, are we throwing him a little secret, like, midnight party? The one that his mother is always known to, like, throw in Brigantia? That'd be super cute. I think it's a little extra event that we get. But, oh. What, cat got your tongue? What is all of this? It's nearly midnight. The minute he says the words, the clock chimes 12. The sound, though muted, still chimes in the background beneath the layers of live orchestra music. Of course it is midnight. It wouldn't be a midnight ball otherwise. Oh, that's so cute! Oh, for all his hard work and everything. Oh, a little piece of home. Claude stares around him once again, his confusion giving way to a bright smile. A midnight ball. Did Lance tell you about them? He did. I have been working with him and Emmeline to create as accurate a portrayal as possible. Claude directs his attention to the center of the room, where various rose decorations have been put on display. Performers, some of them witches, surround the perimeter of the room and perform for all in attendance. Hannah, what? He turns to me. I love it, darling. Oh. He leans down to kiss me softly on the lips, but only briefly before turning away with a strange look on his face. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong? Was it Llama's suggestion to throw the celebration tonight? It was, but why does that matter? It's no wonder he put off leaving NGL. He frowns at someone in the crowd. I follow his gaze to Lance, who is dancing at the center of the ballroom with Emily. Both of them are too engaged with each other to even spare us a glance. Oh, right. Yeah, he did. In the normal, like, good ending, he, like, immediately leaves. He just immediately leaves. Like, he's like, okay, I'm done. The wedding's done. Okay, bye, y'all. Peace out. Leave it up to Lance to ruin my plans in the best way possible. Your plans? What? Yeah, what'd you... Claude's frown disappears, and in a heartbeat, the smile has returned to his face. He pulls me closer to him and kisses the top of my head. It's nothing, darling. For now, we celebrate. Why did you wanna... Did you have some... What did you want to do? He leads me right into the middle of the crowd, and from then on, the atmosphere of the midnight party shifts. Even the nobles whom I do not usually speak with are more open in front of Claude, and the night becomes one filled with chatter and cheer. Everywhere we go, there are congratulations and handshakes. Before, greeting so many people would have been overwhelming, but Claude exudes so much confidence that it's impossible not to get wrapped up in the moment. Most everyone from the Marchen is here tonight, along with guests both esteemed and foreign. I speak with as many of my acquaintances as I can that night, and on one occasion, even chase after one of them when he makes no sign of having noticed me. Garland, did you propose to Jurian? Garland stops and whirls to face me, his face beet red. Is something wrong? Why is he so flushed? I saw him patrolling the outside area earlier, but he was pacing back and forth and looked restless. I glanced down at his hands and noticed that one of them has closed into a fist. No, nothing to report, Your Majesty. Your Highness, yeah. What is it that you are holding? Is it your ring? Come on now. Garland lets out a deep sigh before uncurling his fingers. I startle when I see a small, palm-sized box in his hands. He quickly closes his fingers over the box again. It's a ring for Jurian. It takes me a few moments to understand. Okay, go. Are you going to propose now? Are you doing it now? But once I do, I cannot help the smile that pulls at my lips. I made certain that we both got the same breaks tonight so that I could, well, you know, yes. If you proposed to Jurian in public, she would punch you, wouldn't she? Absolutely, but even worse than that, I'd lose my words in the crowd. It's okay. Public proposals are a little overrated and like a little too much in my opinion. It still surprises me that Garland's confidence never wavers when he deals with his fellow knights, but anything related to Jurian makes him blush. Good luck, Garland. I am certain she'll accept. Yeah. I really hope so. You gotta have more confidence in that, girl. You and Prince Claude will be the first people to know the outcome, whatever the case. Yes. It is a good thing he didn't tell Claude he was going to propose. It would have been much harder to get him to this ball if he insisted on spying on them. I mean, I would too. I'd be like, you know, let's go. I wanna go see. Garland gives a polite bow before heading off, cheeks still flushed. I'm sure that he'll be fine. Jurian will definitely accept. Yeah. Princess Hana. Oh. Lance suddenly stands before me with a mischievous smile on his face. Emmeline is standing beside him, laughing breathlessly. The coil smile takes me by surprise. What else do you have planned, Lance? Well, Princess. Oh, it is just Hana now. Yes, we're in-laws. Lance is technically my brother-in-law. He ought to call me by my name without title. Yes. When I told him that a few days ago, he apologized profusely and told me that he was unaccustomed to calling me without a title. Sorry, Hana. Yeah. But as for plans, yes, I do have something in mind. Now, what is that? You chose this day for a reason, didn't you? Of course. He then briefly explains the rest of his plan to me. I am surprised by what he suggests, but not so overwhelmed that I back down. I'll keep Claude occupied for the time being. What's going on? And I'm going with you, Hana. I want to help you get dressed. That won't be necessary. You'll be done a lot faster with someone helping you, I promise. Where are we? Emmeline takes my hand and drags me behind her out of the throne room. Are we doing a costume change? What's going on? There, done. Okay. Emmeline steps away from me with a smile. You look lovely, Hana. What do I look like? She eyes the glass slipper on my feet. Oh, that's cute. Well, it is a midnight ball, so like a little costume party as well. I've only worn them on rare occasions. It is strange to be wearing them now, but Emmeline insisted they suited the dress Claude bought for me for my birthday. I still do not see why I had to come back and change. Couldn't I have just come into the ball with this dress in the first place? It wouldn't have been like Cinderella if you showed up with the prince. Yeah, like Cinderella. You've read the fairy tale enough times to know. You surprised Claude with the ball, but Lance wanted to help you surprise him some other way. But why? You'll see. She takes my hand and pulls me back to the throne room. Okay, what are we doing? When we return to the throne room doors, I realize immediately that something is different. Though there are sounds behind the door, they are more subdued. The loud music from earlier is gone. I'll go in first. Wait a few minutes after me, okay? Okay. Lance said you'd probably know what the signal was. Huh? Wait, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. What signal? You don't tell me no signal? Emmeline's only response to my question is a smile. See you on the other side, Hana. Emily pushes the doors open and steps inside. For a few moments, I consider following her, and despite what she said, but then I feel a noticeable shift in atmosphere. This. And then suddenly I hear it. Wait, is he playing the piano? I recognize the song immediately. It is soft and quiet, barely audible, and perhaps not suited to a midnight ball at first listen, but the song, Claude? I make my way into the throne room. I half expect to see Claude sitting at the piano playing the song, but he is nowhere to be seen. The man at the piano is one of the court musicians. Okay, what? How does he know this song? I suddenly become aware of the fact that the room is quiet save for the song, and that everyone has turned to look at me. Okay, I don't like that. I feel mildly uncomfortable with so many people staring at me. Yes, same, I would too. But this is not like 2 years ago where the people looked at me in fear. Everyone here just looks awestruck, and the people that I do know are smiling. I notice someone shifting through the crowd and turn to gaze at them as they emerge onto the middle of the ballroom floor, where the crowd has already parted. Oh, Claude is staring at me awestruck. I didn't plan for this either. In that moment, I forget about everyone else there and smile only at him. It was worth putting this on just to see that look on his face. Claude startles and smiles back at me just as brightly. He holds out his hand and I begin to walk toward him. May I have this dance, Cinderella? Oh, okay. We're actually... Oh my god, they said the name of the title of the game. Cinderella? I have no idea who you're referring to. I slide my hand into his with a grin. Hey, who's Cinderella? Who is Cinderella girl? He settles his other hand on the small of my back and pulls me closer. You're right. It's wrong of me to compare you to Cinderella. After all, she couldn't hold a candle to you. Oh, I thought you were fond of calling me Ice Princess, and now here you are using fire metaphors again. I'm spontaneous, remember? I say whatever comes to my mind. Okay. He begins to dance first, and I fall into step immediately beside him. We have danced together so many times that we do not even have to think about each other's movements. It isn't long before the area around us is crowded with other couples twirling and spinning beneath the same lights. Oh. Is this all spontaneous then? Did you learn this song from one of the musicians? No, I taught the song to him. Oh, what? This night was supposed to go very differently before Lance meddled, you know. I was going to have someone play the song in your room, and I was going to dance with you on the balcony. Oh, and then after that, I would serenade you into the night. He glances down at my dress and at my shoes. Instead, it seems that Lance somehow managed to orchestrate my plan out here. I told him about it before, and now it's turned out that he's used the information against me. So rather than you surprising me, it was I who surprised you. You think Llama's so nice, but then he goes and does things like this just to ruin my plans. Though I do have to admit that he had made this a lot more spectacular than I anticipated. What do you think of the song? I love how it's like, usually Claude is like big on grand gestures and like extravagant stuff. And then his original plan was like way smaller in scale. So it's just like, haha. What do you think of the song? Yeah. He draws me closer to him after an underarm twirl. For a few moments, I remain pressed against his chest, smiling. I love it. Where did you learn it? I was gonna say you composed it. He composed it. Learn it? I composed it for you, darling. Oh. And now apparently the whole kingdom will know that. I catch Lance's eyes as we are twirling. He only winks as we spin away from him. That is fine. It's a beautiful song, and I hope more people start playing it. Yes, and in your honor. He pulls me close enough to plant a quick kiss on my lips. You look radiant in that dress, Hannah. Well, thank you. Only because it is a beautiful dress chosen by a man who happens to be a dress connoisseur. Yes, you have good taste. You flatter me, love. He dips me and presses his forehead to mine. It is my greatest pleasure in life to spoil you, you know. Oh. Someday, our responsibilities to the kingdom will have to come first. One day, the king will ask me about a family, but for now, I wrap my arms around Claude's neck and kiss him. But for now, while I still can, I want to enjoy spoiling Claude and being spoiled by him. Yes, I love you, Claude. I love you too, my darling Hannah. Oh, the two of us continued to twirl under the chandeliers, two stars revolving around each other in a dazzlingly beautiful personal universe. Wow. Oh, that's so romantic. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. And their love lasted forevermore. They are good, our true ending, I should say. Yay! We did it! And that was really super cute. Good karma is the best ending. Sorry, skip. I'm gonna skip the credits, obviously, because we've seen it most of the time, and I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that. So we're gonna go back to the menu, but that's it. That's pretty much. We are done Claude's / Karma's route for Cinderella Evermore. Yay! Oh my god, that was so cute. I love that. Of course, like obviously, we got a little bit more, I would say, meat to that ending compared to just like the normal, like, what's it called, like normal regular ending, normal happy ending. So yeah, we have his little letter card here there too. That's so cute. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So yes, okay, so definitely Claude's, I think Claude's true best ending is way more worth getting in comparison to some of the other guys' ending. I don't know, they're true and they're like best ending. No, is it normal? I don't know. I forgot what the other, like, best ending is. Like best ending, which is like, what's the other one? What is the other one? What is the other one? Okay, I have no idea. But anyways, like the other what's it? Okay, so it's just good ending. Sorry. I think Waltz's and Roz's good endings are like, they're pretty like okay. So far, like they're pretty okay. Like you could probably settle for their good endings, and obviously Waltz's best, like their best endings is just like a little bonus. But for Claude's, I feel like you need to get his best ending to really like have that satisfying like accomplishment, sort of like that conclusion. Compared to just getting his good ending, because again, his good ending is just like them. We just sent off Lance. We said goodbye to him. That's pretty much it. Like that's all good and done. But for his best ending, we actually got like another very like romantic, very like intimate moment with him. So yeah. So far, yes, so far is my opinion, I should say. So that just leaves, as if we're going in kind of down this way, that will leave us next time to start on Chevalier's route, which is, he is the Rumpelstiltskin guy. He's the one who runs the clinic, and he had lost his memory. His curse was losing his memory before and not knowing who he was. So yeah. I think I'm pretty sure we got all of Claus's CGs, of course. Yeah, yes. And there's that, yeah. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing his Claus's conclusion, or Claus's best ending, and that you're gonna look forward to the next two rounds that we have before we finish off the game entirely. Oh my god! So make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell on my channel, because that is probably the best way to know when's the next time I will upload anything, for that matter. Because if you guys don't know, or just need a real reminder, that I am on a semi-hiatus on the channel because of just scheduling conflicts. Like, I don't know when I've got free time to do recordings and to upload and all that stuff for you. So even if you ask me personally when's the next time I'm going to upload anything, it's hard for me to even myself to tell. So yeah. Otherwise though, I am still active on the channel, so if you want to leave comments or anything like that, I will still see them, and I will get back to them and reply to them as best as I can. But otherwise, for now, tune in next time for the next time we come back to Cinderella, Phenomenon, Evermore, or my other Let's Play. But for now, bye!